Cycle 4, Tiffany gets eliminated. She doesn't cry. And Tyra Banks, she loses it. We were rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. Everyone remembers Tyra screaming. You remember it, right? But no one remembers Tiffany's face. It was flat. It was still. She was done. And here's what no one says out loud. Tiffany had survived more chaos than anyone else in that house. She wasn't numb. She was regulated, and they read her composure as not caring. And if you've ever walked into a forecast call after a brutal quarter, kept your tone steady, stayed measured, didn't panic, and someone said, I'm just not feeling your hunger lately, you know exactly that moment. It's the moment like when your stomach tightens, right? And you think to yourself, wait, am I being penalized for not performing stressed? You didn't miss your number because you stopped caring. You stopped performing urgency, and there's a difference. And guess what you did? Most high performing saleswomen, they learned in real time, hey, if you don't show that you were stressed out, they question your drive. So you start looking stressed. You tighten you tighten your chest, you over explain, you preempt objections before anyone asks. You stay on, you're always available, not because you really want to, but because it protects perception. And that's not a weakness, that's adaptation. And high performing saleswomen, they don't collapse under all of that pressure. You stabilize. If your pipeline wobbles, guess what? You steady it. If leadership is tense, you find a way to soften the room. If an account is slipping, you absorb the heat. And eventually, someone mistakes your calm for complacency. Look, America's Next Top Model had 5 judges, and you do too. You know you do. Come on. Quota, forecast, CRM hygiene, leadership optics. Which one am I missing? I'm missing something. Put it in the comments. What about that voice in your head that says, if I don't hold this together, it will all fall apart? Because that voice, that's the loudest judge in the room. There's a cost to being the woman who handles it. You become indispensable, not directional, reliable, but not powerful. You're trusted, but you are never fully off. And burnout doesn't always look like breakdown. Sometimes it looks like composure that turns off. If this feels uncomfortably accurate, I want you to type "seen" in the comments, because you aren't tired from selling. You're tired from stabilizing, right? From trying to stabilize, from doing so much invisible labor in the office, in the room. And there's a moment, I don't know if you like skating. I love roller skating. If you skate, where you realize you keep wobbling on that same turn, that same correction, that same recovery, that same micro adjustment. And sometimes you think, man, if only I had stronger legs, but it's not your strength. It's your line. You picked it without even realizing it. And now you're repeating it quarter after quarter. Patterns don't change. They don't change because you try harder. They change because when you can't see clearly. And a lot of you haven't actually seen the pattern yet. You just feel tired. You don't need resilience, because I know that's what leadership says. We need more resilience. You need to notice where you started performing for the panel, because once you see that, you start skating differently. You start skating with clear eyes, right? Here's what we're going to talk about next, because on America's Next Top Model, Tyra delivered the speeches, but she didn't write the rules. And if you think your manager is the architect of all that pressure, we need to talk, because the face of your stress is not always the source. I'll see you in the next one.